All right, guys, welcome back. Eric here with Guitarsenal. All right, checking out a really cool piece of gear here. This is from Skreddy pedals, and this is their Screwdriver Deluxe. Now, if you're looking at this particular video, just understand that they make a small foot version of this pedal now called the Screwdriver Deluxe Miniature, or Mini. It is the same circuit, though. This is the old school Bigfoot version that just has a larger enclosure. But the circuit, from what I understand, is exactly the same as the new Mini. So if you're catching this video, just know that they are the same pedal. This is just an older enclosure. Man, and this is one really sweet and responsive overdrive. It's a tweed-inspired type of setup. So it gets into that Fender tweed kind of thing, but it can get into a very wide variety of different voicings. And it cleans up well, as hopefully I demonstrated there in the intro. And it plays really well with both single coil pickups and humbuckers. With the addition of the pre-gain selection on here, allows you to really fine tune that. It sounds like a bias knob. It says pre-gain, but listen when you turn it. So I think you're really adjusting the bias. It's like a bias knob, but it's called pre-gain. I am going to go through the instructions as Skreddy describes it on their website. I'm going to disengage the pedal. We're playing through a 1966 Fender Bandmaster. It's on 6. It's going into a Mesa Boogie Lone Star extension cabinet. It's a 410 cabinet that is finger jointed pine open back, and it's loaded with Jensen blueback speakers. All right. This is a Fender standard American Stratocaster with a rosewood neck, Fender Fat 50s custom shop pickups, 9 through 42 on the strings, and these are heck. What the heck are those dang things again? They are. Oh, my string. What are my strings again? They are Tomastics. That's right. I'm running Tomastic Infield Power Brights. I can never remember that word. Sorry about that. But I'm running Tomastics on this. I like these strings. They're nice. The tension's real easy going, and they really work well, and I just really love these strings. Anyway, let's listen to the clean signal of the amplifier through the Strat here. All right. Way. All right, so a nice clean Fender amp. Noodling around there a little bit. All right, we'll go over the settings, and I am going to refer to the instructions. Just got a few specific controls. I want to make sure I get it right here. Okay, so Sharpness Control dials in the amount of bass going into the distortion section for everything from thin, twangy treble boost to mid-range grit and thick, fuzzy breakup. The Gain Control controls the tamed down hybrid fuzz section, which is an old school silicone, into a germanium, and takes you from slightly gritty clean through a touch sensitive overdrive all the way to aggressive distortion. We've got it just shy of halfway up, so that's pretty indicative of the way this thing sounds in its current setting. The Brilliance Control lets you get a lot more brilliance or bite, or make it darker or smoother to suit your amp and taste. Kind of like a like the controls that's on the Zen Drive, right? A voice control. So it's not really tone, it sort of dials in the overall bassiness or trebleness, treble, but it's not really in the way that just a tone control would do, though. It takes the other stages, the way you have them set up, and it sort of applies that. It's weird, and all the controls are extremely interactive with each other, so it's something you have to kind of play around with, and I'm going to try to demonstrate that for you. The pre-gain control sets the amount of gain in the MOSFET input stage. He said, I added this control to let users of humbuckers and other higher output guitars get the same cleanup ability as single coil users, but anybody who likes their overdrive to be clear and bell-like will love this feature. You can go all the way to a rich sounding clean boost with the full meaty bass frequencies undistorted if you turn down the sharpness and gain, or you can dial in a more aggressive modern compressed tone by turning up the pre-gain control. So let's get the pre-gain down and turn the brilliance and sharpness down like they mentioned, and just leave the gain where it's at and just give that a listen and see how it sounds. And then we'll just sort of experiment, play around with some sounds here. All right? That's kind of like that. That kind of thing. Very tweedy, very gritty. Neck pickup. All right, so little sedate with that pre-gain set low. Let's get the brilliance, sharpness up a bit, leave the brilliance low. We'll start kissing up the gain and pre-gain a little bit. Then we'll start to dial in more of the brilliance, and then we'll switch the sharpness and brilliance. All right, let's give this a listen. Man, what an inspiring pedal. Woo! It definitely gets under your fingers. You can really feel it. It's great. All right. Very gritty. Let's bring some of that brilliance in to get that neck pickup a little more sparkly. Very gritty. All right, let's break some of that back, bring some brilliance in this time. Take out more of the sharpness. This will make it sound a little bassier. Bring in that pre-gain a little more. All right, we're definitely getting cheerier here, and let's bring that gain up. All right, this is gonna be pretty gnarly. I'm gonna bring that volume down a bit. Okay, let's give it a listen. Break off some of the tone on the bridge pickup. It should sound pretty fat. Let's give it a listen. Very gritty. All right, getting that pre-gain higher. Let's get the pre-gain high and leave that sharpness a little bit higher. Bring our brilliance way up and get a low gain sound with that pre-gain way up. See what that sounds like. All right, here we go. All right, pretty hot sound in there, if I must say. That's the Stratocaster tone right there for sure. All right, and that sharpness is dialed down kind of low. All right, let's bring that up, get a little spankier sounding, bring our brilliance on up, and pre-gain up all the way. We'll get a little more drive going. All right, this is gonna be bitey, but I'm gonna get on the bridge pickup and dial out a lot of the tone. See how this sounds. All right. Man. Yes. I think I like it about right there. I think that gives a nice balance between the treble frequencies in the bridge pickup, and the neck pickup is still remaining bright and articulate. And of course you would play around with this a little bit more depending on, you know, what type of guitar you're running. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. We're just trying to chase some sounds here with the screwdriver. I love deluxe types of pedals. Anything that replicates the old tweed sound. This sort of takes into a different territory though. It's not just that mid-rangey sort of growl that tweeds are known for. You can really still dial in the bright and articulate sound of a blackface Fender or a Vox or something, but get just as much of that grind in there as you want, and you can still feel that heavy compression on certain settings that you get from a driven tweed amp. So it really does dial that in quite nicely. And man, every Skreddy that I've ever played through, we've got a video on the hybrid overdrive and the major overdrive. That's the only other two Skreddy pedals I own, but this is my third Skreddy pedal. And every Skreddy I've ever played through, one thing that they have in consistent, you know, features between all of them is that on a Stratocaster and a worthy Fender amp, they get a really, really fat neck tone in certain settings. And dare I say, most of the settings generally have a real fat neck sound. So if you're looking for a great lead sound for a neck pickup on a Strat or a Tele, the bridge, you can certainly dial in just fine by, you know, really controlling those treble frequencies with the tone on the bridge, but it really nails that just 60s classic neck Fender Strat sound, like blues, rock, that sort of thing. So guys, thanks for watching. We post every Friday here on Guitarsenal. Make sure you tune in. We hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm gonna leave it right here and noodle a little more, this time on the middle pickup, and I'll dial in a little bit more of the tone. Let's see if we can get a sweet sound. And here for the outro, I'll pick soft and hard and play with the volume control, and we'll see how it cleans up in this particular setting. See you next Friday. Have a good one. All right.